Hello, beautiful soul. My name is Angie Viets, and I'm a clinical psychotherapist specializing in eating disorder treatment. And I want to talk with you about how to reconnect with your recovery goals if you've found that you've become disconnected and not in alignment with your goals regarding recovery. So I think it's really important, regardless of what it is that we have a goal, whether that's related to work or school, that we know what our why is. What is your why? So I am recovering because, and then you come up with, 3 reasons for why you're recovering. For example, I wanted to recover because I wanted to have a family someday, or I wanted to become a therapist treating eating disorders, or whatever your why is. So come up with what your why is, and anytime you become disconnected from the work of recovery, going back to that sort of like a mission statement for recovery, going back to your why can help you remember and get in realignment with the whole purpose behind the work in recovery. So one way to do that would be to look at your calendar and say, okay, in the next 4 weeks, I really want to be intentional about my recovery. So for the next 4 weeks, I commit to doing the following. And, if you're in the very beginning stages of working on recovery, perhaps that's, I'm going to secure a therapist and a dietitian in my area to start supporting me, or I'm going to start going to some free support groups in my community for eating disorders, whatever that may be for you, but just getting intentional. So one thing I like to ask my clients to do who maybe are actively in the throes of an eating disorder and already have a treatment team is not only to think about what are the behaviors they want to decrease, but also to think about what they're going to improve in their life. What are they going to work on? So for example, instead of simply focusing on, I want to decrease my binging and purging X times per week, but what are you willing to increase? I'm willing to increase my self-care, and that's going to look like doing the following 3 things. Take a walk for 20 minutes every day, just slowly in nature, or I'm going to get coffee with a friend once a week to reconnect, or whatever it is, daily practices that are going to help you feel better and will probably, as a result, decrease your dependence on your eating disorder. One great goal would be every day for 10 minutes, I'm just going to sit down and check in with myself through journaling or through meditation. So thinking about the things you're willing to increase can then, as a result, help you, modify and decrease your eating disorder behaviors. So one of the ways when I think about my goals, I will ask myself, in 30 days, if I haven't worked on the following, how will I feel? Will I be sad about it? If I have worked on it, will I be proud? What will the outcome be? And really think about that. Because I feel like what can happen when we struggle with an eating disorder is the weeks and months can fly by and we just haven't been intentional about working on recovery. So think about that. How can you reconnect with your recovery? How can you get intentional about it? And write it down. People are more successful at any goal if they're checking in with themselves in a planner or in a journal and just checking in. How did I do today? Not in a judgmental, mean way. So if you didn't meet the goal for that day, that's okay. Just consider what got in the way, what interfered, and how can you do that differently. An example for me is if I'm going to meditate, I need to do it first thing in the morning when my house is quiet and before the frenzy of the day has started. I'm less likely to do it at the very end of the day when I'm really tired and worn out and it's just not on my radar. So when are the ideal times for you to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with recovery? So consider all of those things. One really good way, I think, to connect with being in a recovery mindset is to follow or join, groups on Facebook or whatever. But I would follow a few people online that are really kind of killing it in social media and helping really inspire people in their recovery. So finding a few places there where there's a community online where you feel like you can connect. I would love it if you followed me on whether it's Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, or signed up on my website for these weekly videos. That can help maintain some momentum for you as well as just being in that recovery mindset with other people who are really encouraging and working on their own recovery. So all the best. Find some time to reconnect and realign with your recovery goals, and know that I'm always thinking of you and wishing the best in your recovery. Take good care.